Tonight at 7 on Arizona PBS. Thanks for watching Arizona PBS, a viewer-supported community service of Arizona State University.
Oh, this is a good one. Is it my birthday?
Now you can access more of your favorite PBS shows than ever before.
You don't mean it.
Yes. Introducing PBS Passport, a new member benefit that lets you binge the latest seasons and catch up on your favorites.
You've made me a happy man.
Anytime you want, anywhere you are.
Unbelievable. Awesome, isn't it?
Support your PBS station and get Passport.
Coming up next on Arizona PBS, Life and World. When you want to be more connected, friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, watch us online. Coming soon to Arizona PBS.
Think Wednesday on PBS. For stories from the world around us. Stories with a new perspective.
They're going to take us to places a cameraman like me cannot go.
Disaster and courage.
Britain would have had to surrender.
And extraordinary construction.
We are literally building in the sea.
For stories that get you closer to life. Think Wednesday.
Wednesday nights on Arizona PBS. Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
Hospice of the Valley, medical, social, and spiritual care for patients nearing end of life, and support for their families. A not-for-profit community hospice, HOV.org.
The denture experts with their digital technology strive to give you a confident and natural smile with comfortable fitting dentures or implants with no sores or odors. Information and appointments at thedentureexperts.com or 480-275-6284.
From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
New pressure for immigration on Capitol Hill. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says they must reach a decision on DACA in just 4 days.
From competitors to cops, how a Valley Police Department is shifting its recruiting tactics to hire college athletes.
Plus, the rapid decline of bee populations could have a major effect on Arizona's agriculture. We talked to beekeepers about their efforts to save honeybees.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Tyler Paley.
And I'm Noelle Lilly. Thank you for joining us.
Negotiations in the U.S. Senate are now underway, and the pressure is on for Congress to reach a deal on immigration reform by the end of the week. Senator Jeff Flake plans to propose his own bipartisan bill, the Pillar Act. Senator McCain is backing another bipartisan bill, the Uniting and Securing America Act. This is where Senator McCain and Flake stand on immigration. They are both for citizenship for Dreamers, but Senator Flake is for funding the border wall, while McCain is against it. Flake also wants to restrict family visas, but there's no mention of it in the bill McCain is backing. Meanwhile, the Senate is racing the clock to come to an agreement on an immigration plan. Cronkite News reporter Austin Bundy is live in Washington tonight with the latest.
The long-awaited immigration debate began in the Senate today. Advocates for a Clean Dream Act are very hopeful that there will be a deal by the end of the week, but experts are skeptical.
This was Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell earlier today.
There's no reason not to come together and get a solution this week.
But some analysts say the Senate has its work cut out for it.
Where you could have an opportunity for agreement. That's why I'm not ruling it out completely, but it's going to be an uphill battle because you already have the more conservative wing of the Republican Party already having staked out their position on much lower immigration levels going forward.
There are several proposals for the Senate to debate, like Senator Jeff Flake's Pillar Act and Senator John McCain's joint proposal with Senator Chris Coons. Flake says the Senate will start with a bipartisan approach because it has the most Democratic support. Advocates, like America's Voice spokesman Juan Escalante, are hopeful. Escalante, a DACA recipient, said Congress is very capable of passing a DREAM Act hand in hand with sensible border security.
If Congress cannot come together and, pass a sensible bill that addresses this issue, then what exactly can we expect from them in the future?
The Senate has done this before, passing bipartisan immigration reform in 2013, only to see that sweeping reform bill stall in the House.
And the debate got off to a rocky start today when McConnell and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer were unable to agree on which measure the Senate should take up first. Live in Washington, Austin Bundy, Cronkite News.
30-year-old Jesus Berones says he feels like a free man after Immigration and Customs Enforcement granted him a one-year stay. Berones was facing deportation after ICE previously gave him a one-year stay in June 2016. Berones is a father of 5, including a 5-year-old with leukemia. He's lived here since he was 18 months old and came here undocumented with his mother from San Luis Potosi, Mexico.
A federal appeals court is ordering a new hearing for protesters in Aravaca who say Border Patrol officers infringed on their First Amendment rights when they pushed them back from monitoring a border checkpoint. Cronkite News has been following this border dispute for years. Aravaca residents say they've been unfairly targeted and criminalized at a Border Patrol checkpoint that went up nearly a decade ago. But when some residents set up their own monitoring station to ensure the checkpoint didn't violate any civil rights, agents set up a 300-foot enforcement zone around the checkpoint and threatened to arrest them. Back then, the CBP said it did not tolerate racial profiling. Now, an appeals court will decide if the enforcement zone was justified.
It was a win hailed by many workers earning minimum wage in Arizona law to eventually boost earnings to $12 an hour. Now, that voter-approved plan may be on hold. Reporter Gabriel Gamino is live in the media center to explain. Gabriel?
In 2016, Arizona voters approved proposition that raised the state's minimum wage. It also created guaranteed paid time off for all employees. But now state legislators are asking voters to reconsider that decision. By a 5-3 vote, the Senate Commerce and Public Safety Committee approved SCR 1016. The resolution freezes minimum wage at $10.50 an hour and repeals the paid sick time off provision of Proposition 206. Prop 206 raised the minimum wage to $10 in 2017, and the plan was to boost that to $12 by 2020. Now, this new resolution would stop that and also prohibit any city, town, or county from mandating another higher wage than that of the state. Senate Minority Leader Katie Hobbs says the repeal of Prop 206 would put workers in a tricky situation.
And a lot of them are forced with making really tough choices of either being sick and being able to stay home and be sick but not getting paid, or needing that paycheck and going to work where they're potentially infecting a lot of customers and a lot of other people.
I reached out to Senator Allen, who is the main author of the resolution, but she was unavailable for an interview. Now this proposition goes to the Senate as a full, then to the House, and if approved, it'll be in the ballot on November for voters to decide if they want to keep the raise or not. In the Media Center, Gabriel Gamino, Cronkite News.
Reaction is still coming in to President Donald Trump's proposed $1.5 trillion infrastructure plan. It would use $200 billion federal dollars, with the rest coming from state and local governments and private investors. Ariana Bustos talked to regional government officials in Washington today about the plan.
Kevin Adam, Arizona liaison for the Rural Transportation Advocacy Council, says the proposal is a step in the right direction.
It's a mixed bag, quite frankly. We're very encouraged that Washington is discussing infrastructure and the fact that we are underinvesting and need to do more.
Brittany Kohler agrees. But Kohler, the Transportation and Infrastructure Program Director for the National League of Cities, says the details will have to be worked out in Congress.
The infrastructure proposal now moves to Congress, and they will be able to discuss and debate and decide how we might be able to move this forward. And we really do think that there's tremendous opportunity and progress that could be made.
Adams says he's concerned about the state funding portion of the plan. Currently, funding for federal aid highways and interstates is an 80-20 federal-state split. This proposal would reverse that.
When you consider that states and locals are already paying for all the maintenance and operations for the federal government to scale back its new construction obligations it's a little bit troubling, and one that I think is going to be difficult for many states and locals to come forward with that additional funding.
Reporting from Washington, Ariana Bustos, Cronkite News.
The proposal still needs approval from Congress, where Democrats have already started criticizing the plan. They say people will have to pay, quote, Trump tolls to fund it.
The Phoenix Police Department is looking to hire new heroes this year and is turning to a specific group of young adults to fill those roles. Cronkite News reporter Madison Stark takes a look into how these prospects fit the first responder mold.
The journey to graduate the academy and become a police officer can often be a difficult one. But for student athletes at Arizona State University, the pressure and responsibility this job presents is nothing out of the ordinary. To be a police officer, one must be both mentally and physically strong.
There's a lot that goes into it. It's not just, oh, we get to come out here and play volleyball. We have conditioning and we have lifting, and then there's the team bonding that goes into, building a strong team.
Two attributes student athletes at Arizona State University say they practice every day. In partnership with Sun Devil Athletics, the Phoenix Police Department has created a new push to recruit student athletes to their police academy training program. Officer Christopher McLeod believes the skills that student athletes possess can be directly translated to law enforcement.
We understand that your discipline as far as maintaining your school work and your physical fitness requirements for whatever sport you're playing would be a good asset for the police department to have as far as going through the academy.
The relationship between the Phoenix Police Department and Sun Devil Athletics was created through a program called Championship Life, a comprehensive effort focused on career readiness after graduation. Mia Rivera is a senior on the women's beach volleyball team at ASU who has transitioned through the Championship Life program.
I just love the idea of being in a profession that I get to help people and every day, especially stop crime from continuing, and that's just something so important in society.
For student athletes like Rivera, the transition to the police academy can be smooth.
We have at our access former players and relationships with the existing department just to say, hey, we got a student that's ready to trigger, ready to go. I'm going to hand them off to you. Treat them right and let them know what the process is.
Since the introduction of the Championship Life program, nearly 30 student athletes have shown interest in transitioning into a career in law enforcement. In the Broadcast Center, Madison Stark, Cronkite News.
Arizona State University announced a new collaboration with an Arab foundation.
Coming up on Cronkite News, we take a look at the university's initiative to provide higher education for Arab students.
This is going to be and always will be Indian country, regardless of who owns it.
Passionate words from those looking to honor Native American veterans with a permanent memorial.
I'm Judy Woodruff, anchor and managing editor of the PBS NewsHour. The journalists of tomorrow face a fast-changing media landscape, but quality news remains vitally important to our communities, our country, and our world. At ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication, students learn solid, reliable reporting, holding the powerful accountable, and rebuilding the public's trust. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS, preparing the next generation for a stronger future of journalism.
As journalists at Cronkite News, we report on stories that matter to you by focusing on the local impact. We dig deeper and work tirelessly to keep you informed.
Live in Wickerburg.
Live in Los Angeles. In Cleveland. In Washington. In Louisville.
From Jerusalem.
Live in Philadelphia. From around the world to right here in Phoenix.
At Cronkite News, we report the facts and stick to the truth.
A new scholarship program at Arizona State University would provide free tuition to students from Arab countries pursuing master's degrees in STEM fields. Open Learning Scholars and STEM Scholars programs are two new initiatives. These programs provide high-achieving Arab students with scholarships, support, and skills training. One scholarship recipient says it's a huge opportunity to help his home country.
Go back to the MENA region, where I come from,
and actually help with the growth there, because my current field, which is data science and analytics, is kind of underdeveloped, and I aim to actually move forward with that.
Scholarship winners must be Arab citizens, younger than 30 years old, academically high achieving, and show a financial need.
It was a tall order. Design one monument to recognize the contributions of all Native American tribes to all U.S. wars. More than 100 took the challenge, and 5 finalists were unveiled last week. Reporter Shelby Lindsay has the details.
I'm standing here outside the National Museum of the American Indian, where a new memorial honoring Native American veterans will be built within the next few years. 5 finalists unveiled designs Wednesday commemorating tribes that have sent soldiers to the U.S. military ever since the Revolutionary War. One named We Fight for Our Country by Native Americans Daniel Sosway Jones and Enoch Kelly Haney represents the tribes and future generations.
Warriors from 8 regions, and I use different headdresses from those regions to denote that these people represent a large group.
The other concepts include more modern designs, a memorial loop, and Native American legends showing the history of American Indian veterans.
For some reason, don't seem to understand the history of Native people in this country.
But Native Americans have served in the armed forces at a higher rate than any other ethnic group in the country. The 5 finalists chosen in Washington shared their proposals, thoughts, and emotions on what they say is long overdue.
This would be the most important piece of American Indian art in the 21st century.
Come to this project with a lot of humility and openness to learn.
The 5 finalists have until May 1st to refine their vision before submitting final proposals to a panel of judges. Harvey Phillip Pratt, a Cheyenne Arapaho and former veteran, was passionate on the issue.
This is going to be and always will be Indian country. Regardless of who owns it, it will always be Indian country.
In Washington, Shelby Lindsay, Cronkite News.
Bees are extremely important to our ecosystem.
That's true, but they're declining and fast. Coming up on Cronkite News, find out how valley beekeepers are taking action to stop the decline of those tiny pollinators.
And how much rain you can expect to see for your Valentine's Day. I'll tell you coming up.
I'm Ted Simons, host and managing editor of Arizona Horizon. Join us each weekday at 5:30 and 10 as we bring you the top newsmakers who impact the state. We cover the stories in depth that shape and affect our local communities, and we take the time to ensure that all voices are equally heard. For more than 30 years, Arizona Horizon has been your voice and your source for what matters most, right here on Arizona PBS.
By the year 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. Before Professor Halden, I had an insane amount of passion, but I almost felt helpless because I didn't know how to use it. Professor Halden gave me a chance to make a difference. Being at a place like ASU allows you to take these big leaps. Ultimately, the biggest problems in the world cannot be solved alone.
A local committee is trying to help make Arizona's air a little more breathable. A new campaign by the Clean Energy Initiative would require utility companies to provide 50% of their energy from renewable sources by 2030, instead of 15% by 2025. Arizona's current goal is one of the lowest in the United States. About 60% of Arizona's electricity is generated by fossil fuels. Bill Scheel, a supporter of the initiative, says it's unbelievable that Arizona hasn't been using its potential for solar energy.
This really will provide the impetus to make sure we're using that solar power to the extent we can, and cleaning our air and leaving a cleaner environment for our children and grandchildren.
The group will need more than 150,000 signatures by July 5th to get it on the 2018 ballot.
Over the past several decades, the bee population around much of the world has shown a steady decline, a trend that worries scientists, beekeepers, and farmers alike. As a result, an Arizona group wants to ban certain pesticides that they say harm the bee population. Reporter Tim Johns explains why the group is fighting and why the issue has become controversial.
Love them or hate them, there's no denying that bees are an indispensable part of our ecosystem. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, bees are responsible for pollinating as much as 75% of all the fruit and vegetables grown in the country.
Honeybees are the major pollinators of cultivated crops. If there are no bees or if the bees decline, we will not have enough food to feed all the people.
The phenomenon of declining bee populations is known as colony collapse disorder, and beekeepers everywhere, from North America all the way to Western Europe, have raised the alarm.
And the numbers can sometimes be staggering. Between April 2015 and April 2016, beekeepers in the US lost over 44% of their colonies.
It's numbers such as these that are making some, like consumer group Arizona PIRG, call for a ban on certain types of pesticides they believe are the driving force behind the bees' demise. Arizona PIRG says that pesticides known as neonicotinoids have been scientifically proven to have detrimental effects on bees, and that other, less harmful alternatives are readily available. In recent months, the group has been working on a new initiative to pressure the Arizona legislature to take action.
We're also now working to help ensure that policymakers on the state level are looking for ways to address this issue, whether it's banning the pesticide from being used in state buildings, whether it is helping to make sure that folks aren't using them in their homes or in other areas.
Osman Kaftanoglu is the project manager of the Honeybee Research Lab at Arizona State University. He stands by calls to ban neonicotinoids. Contrary to what their manufacturers argue, Kaftanoglu says these types of pesticides do have direct impact on bee populations.
The producers, Bayer and Syngenta, claim that they are applied to the seeds or to the ground. But they are systemic insecticides. They go to the flower and to the plant when the bees collect nectar and pollen, and they carry them to the hive. And when they get enough dosage, they die.
But not everyone agrees with that view. And some, like the Arizona Farm Bureau, say that banning the pesticides outright would hurt the agriculture industry throughout the state.
Pesticides are a tool. Just like a farmer uses a tractor, just like a farmer uses a shovel or uses an irrigation system, he uses pesticides to control things that threaten his crop, whether that be insects, whether that be weeds, whether that be funguses. There are things that the farmer needs to protect his crop from. And so a pesticide is a tool that he uses in order to do that. So it's essential because without that tool, your crop is at risk of damage from all of those outside forces.
Additionally, the Arizona Farm Bureau believes that a blanket ban is short-sighted and won't stop the bees from dying anyway.
There's no scientific evidence that's credible and reliable that shows that a ban on neonicotinoids, just blanket and in general, is actually going to solve the pollinator population.
The Farm Bureau says that while pesticides may play a role, colony collapse disorder is caused by a multitude of factors such as parasites, habitat destruction, and climate change. But despite their differences, everyone agrees that it's important to figure out how to save the bees.
We appreciate anybody who's out to protect our pollinator populations, because without pollinators, we don't have crops. And without crops, we not only don't have businesses, we don't have food to feed our families and your families.
In Phoenix, Tim Johns, Cronkite News.
Along with their partners, Arizona PIRG's ultimate goal is to have enough states take action so that the Environmental Protection Agency might enact a neonicotinoid ban on a national level.
So, Noelle, we've seen rain in the valley, snow in the high country. It's been insane.
That's right, Tyler. But what's next in our forecast? Courtney Malley is tracking the latest.
Thanks, Noelle. This is the current temperature that we are feeling in Phoenix right now. It is 71 degrees with clearer skies, much warmer and much clearer than the rainy morning that we had today. As for our forecast for the next 24 hours, it looks like Phoenix in southern Arizona is going to feel a storm coming from the west coast. And Flagstaff is going to continue to see some snow, but not as much as they've gotten throughout the day today. Here are our temperatures that we are tracking across the region today. It looks like it's going to be in the lower 60s, maybe the mid 50s, and it's going to be in the 40s in Flagstaff. Bringing it back home to the valley, it looks like we are going to be in the upper 60s and lower 70s all day tomorrow, which is going to be a little bit warmer than what we were experiencing today. As for your Valentine's Day forecast, we're going to have a 40% chance of rain with a high temperature of 66 degrees. So you might need a light jacket for if you have any plans. Breaking out into your weekend, we're going to have lower to mid 70s, and if you have Monday off for President's Day, it's going to be sunny, clear, and 75. Courtney Malley, Cronkite Weather.
After-school programs are high in demand, especially for working families.
Coming up on Cronkite News, we go 360 with students in a volunteer program that uses skateboarding to help them stay safe after school, and of course, learn some cool tricks along the way.
Facebook likes and shares, tweets, retweets, and favorites, YouTube views and subscriptions. We're watching you, watch us. From our digital home at cronkitenews.azpbs.org to your television, web browser, or mobile device. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Then join us for @Cronkite News, our weekly refresh, each Friday at 5 on Arizona PBS.
Mama, you need love. Oh, want a whole lot of love. Tell me about it. I can't hear that.
Kick flips, heel flips, and ollies.
One after-school program is breaking boundaries with skateboarding. Reporter Cade Gardner has a 360 view.
For many students at David Crockett Elementary, Wednesdays are spent on wheels. Skate After School brings the skate park experience to many low-income schools around the valley.
It's actually pretty fun, and Tim, he was the one that taught me how to skate.
A 2014 survey by the After School Alliance shows nearly 1 in 4 families has a child in an after-school program. And after-school programs provide peace of mind to working parents. But the demand for these programs puts a strain on local schools. That's where Skate After School rolls in.
It didn't start off with the intention of becoming a full-blown after-school program. It started as just something to do with our old equipment and get it into the hands of kids that would use it.
Private and public grants make this program possible, and volunteers make it happen.
Can you skate?
Yeah.
Yeah?
The adults who make Skate After School possible just want to make sure that the kids have a safe place to be after school. But the kids, all they can think of is having fun.
I just like to skate and do some rails.
The kids think they're just here to learn some tricks, but program leaders hope skateboarding will have a lasting impact.
Now we're getting to see, new kids pick up skateboarding at the exact same age that we were, and we're seeing hopefully the start of them having some of those really awesome experiences.
The young skateboarders are having those awesome experiences.
That's a Skate After School is the best place to skate.
New skills, new friends, and a newfound confidence are just some of the benefits these kids gain at Skate After School. In Phoenix, Cade Gardner, Cronkite News.
Skate After School is currently accepting donations in the form of skateboards and other gear. If you want to donate or volunteer, visit skateafterschool.org. That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thank you for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
I'm Jose Cardenas, host of Horizonte. Each week we bring you experts and community leaders to discuss the issues that are vital to our community here in Arizona. We cover the stories that affect and inspire us and our families, and talk to the newsmakers who shape the communities where we live. Horizonte is your source and your voice for what matters most here on Arizona PBS.
Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
on American Experience.
There's pandemonium everywhere.
People fled work and they saw basically a war zone. And they begin to think, are there more bombs on the way?
The Bombing of Wall Street on American Experience.
Tonight at 8 on Arizona PBS.